Okay, so the first video that I wanted to make outside of my introduction video is one that deals with money management slash budgeting. So I'm looking to make a job change, and I was just running through the numbers because that's what I like to do. I'm a numbers guy. Uh, and I was figuring out how much money I was going to, make because it is a sales position and it's paid on commission. So, um, I was figuring out how much work I needed to do to make X amount of dollars, and then what I was going to do with those dollars once I make them. And I wanted to make a video on this because I think this is one of the biggest issues, I guess, with the majority of people in America right now. I'm, everyone's different, but it's pretty safe to assume that most Americans are living either too high above their means, meaning they, aren't making enough money to really justify what they're spending their money on. So, people who are making $40,000 a year but are driving around a BMW and live in a house that requires, a $1,500 payment per month. That is living above your means, and there's, a sizable amount of people that are doing that, but there's also, people that are not making a lot of money and living well below their means because they don't know how to manage their money. Now, that's really what I wanted to talk about is managing your money correctly, because if you are able to manage every dollar that you earn and do it effectively and with discipline, it's very easy to make that dollar seem to go a lot further than it would if you just threw it in your bank account and then had no idea what you were spending on. You just spent it away. It's really easy to, I guess, spend money when you see that you have it in your bank account, but you're not really looking at what you're spending it on. And that's why budgeting, the simple act of making a monthly budget and just figuring out where your dollars are going every single month, it can really turn someone around as far as getting out of debt, getting more financially stable, even making more money. Because when you realize that, hey, these are the payments that I have to make every single month based on my car note, my mortgage, all those other things that you have to pay for every month. If you know and you write that down and you budget yourself and you can show that your money is going to these things every single month, then it's a lot easier to realize, hey, I either need to cut back on my living style or get a smaller car, sell this one off, get a smaller car or a more affordable car, get rid of cable, whatever the case may be, or I need to make more money, right? And that is really the hidden secret, I guess. And I'm no rich person myself, but that is the hidden secret with wealthy people in this country is they realize two things, I guess. They realize, one, that every dollar that you make needs to be managed, and it needs to be managed with discipline. And I'm just going to touch on that here in a little bit. And two, the key to becoming financially successful is not only managing your money, but increasing your income. Okay? So there's really no way around this where you're not going to become, in the top 5% of the wealthiest people in this country making 50 grand a year. It's just not going to happen. You're going to probably spend at least half of that on, the essentials, the house, the car, food, gas, stuff like that, at least half of it. And then all the rest of that's just going to be, wasted away on miscellaneous stuff like eating out, going on vacation, whatever. So it requires, I guess the saying that it takes money to make money is absolutely true. And anybody who tells you differently is trying to sell you something that is a scam, or most likely a scam, or is most likely not going to work for you. Because you have to invest money in order to make money. That's why they call it investing, right? Because you have to put some money forward so that that money can go to work for you and then give you a return. That's the exact formula of the stock market, of real estate investing, of investing in any other type of security, any other vehicle. That's what you have to do. You have to put money forward, and then you can go ahead and reap the rewards later, right? So the number one way to do that is if you've already got all of your income, going out to other expenses, whether they're necessary or whether they're the essentials or they're just ancillary, stuff that you could actually cut out but you don't really want to, whatever the case may be. The number one way to build your wealth is to increase your income, because then you don't have to cut back on what you're already doing. You can just make more money, and then that extra money can go to your investments. So that is those are the two things that really the wealthy people in this country understand, and the not so wealthy or the middle class normally don't understand. And those are you have to manage your money right, and I'll talk about that here next. And you have to increase your income. So having that side hustle outside of your 9-to-5 job or whatever is almost essential, at least in today's world, if you want to climb the social economic ladder. Because you can only pinch pennies so much before you just have to make more money to invest it and have that return come back to you. That's just the way it is. So, and there are plenty of ways to do that, to increase your income, but I'm not going to touch on that in this video. That might be a really good topic for a second video. So going back to the managing your money aspect, you want to allocate each dollar to different accounts. So and put it another way, you want to, for every dollar that you earn, you want to divide it up before you even touch it or see it. You want it to be divided up into different accounts so that it doesn't become an issue. And the best way to do this is just simply go down to your bank and open up more accounts and label them different names, and then tell your banker, hey, whenever I bring a check to you, or whenever I direct deposit a check, would you please put X amount into this account, X amount into this account, and X amount into this account. And you do that by percentages, so that no matter how much money you make, you're still putting the same percentage into each account every single time. If you can't do it with a dollar amount, because the dollar amount's going to change with every check. So what I've found and what I do is I actually have 5 different accounts open, and one of them is it's called the Essentials account, and that basically has money put in that is used for my house, my living, my car, food, groceries, what else we got in there? Gas for my car, other, miscellaneous living supplies for around the house, like, soaps and stuff like that. And then, personal care stuff. So, haircuts, things like that. And I allocate money into those accounts out of every check that I put into my Essentials account. So what I do is I either have the check direct deposit into my Essentials account, or I take the physical check to the bank, and my banker knows that, hey, 50% of this check is going to go into the Essentials account for all of the living stuff, all of the, the cars, the house payment, all those other expenses that I had listed off. 20% is going to go into another account called investments, called long-term investments in passive income. And that account is used for increasing my income, okay, outside of what I'm already doing. That is used for, if there's different investment opportunities available, that is the money that I will spend on those investment opportunities. And then the banker also knows that 10% is going to go into a spend account, and that is basically just money where every month you can go and just spend that money on whatever you want outside, because you've already got all of the essentials taken care of with your essential account. So this money is just, if you want to go, out with your friends on Saturday night and go down to the bar and, spend a couple $100 and buy your friends a couple rounds of drinks. That is what this account is for. It's for blow money. It's stuff that you can just spend away. Maybe your vacation money too. I use that also for vacations. And then the banker will also put 10% into a give account. And the give account is exactly what it says. It's for giving to charity, helping out friends and family, whatever the case may be. That's what that account is for. And I give 10% of each dollar that I make away. Somehow, some way, it either goes to charity or it goes to help friends and family. Okay, so the last account then is, let's see, let me backtrack. We got the essentials account, the investment account, the spend money account, the give account, and the last one is the education account. So that account is, I only spend that money on my education, because there's a saying that a formal education is going to make you a living, but a self-education is going to make you a fortune. And I really believe in that, and I'm always trying to look for new ways to better my situation, learn new things, expand myself, because that's important. And 10% of every dollar that I make goes into my education account, and that is spent on books, courses, different learning opportunities, universities, whatever the case may be. That's what that account is for, because once again, investing in yourself and your own education is extremely important, if not only to make you more money, but then it's still important, to better yourself and grow as a person, right? You don't have to, read books about making more money. You can read books about how to, treat your spouse better or something like that. So, it's important that you're always educating yourself, because if you're not learning, if you're not growing, then you're dying, right? So that's the way I look at it. Those are my 5 accounts. I'll go through them again. 50% of every dollar that I make goes into my essentials account, and that's there to cover things like my living, my car payment, my personal care expenses, my food, groceries, my gas for my car, things like that, the essential stuff. Okay, and then 20% of every dollar that I earn goes into my long-term investments and passive income account. And again, that's pretty self-explanatory, but that's for increasing my income. That's what that account's for. And 10% of every dollar that I earn is going into my education account, so that I can, keep learning and keep growing. 10% is going into my give account, which is either the money that I give away to charity or to help friends and family. And 10% of everything that I make is going into my spend account. So those are the 5 accounts that I've got. That works really, really well, because honestly, that covers just about every aspect of your life, right? I've found that it's really hard to figure out where your money's going if you just spend it away out of one account. It's extremely hard. You can always go back and look through your bank statement at the end of the month, and it basically tells you, but you still have to allocate that out, and you still have to add them up and figure out, hey, this is how much I'm spending on going out, this is how much money I'm spending on my spend stuff, the fun account, I guess you could call it too. So yeah, just having bank accounts set up where as soon as you put a check into your bank account, it gets divvied out and put into the different accounts, makes it so much more simple, because you almost never see that money leave, right? If you just deposit your check and then automatically it gets divided up and put away, then if you're only looking at your your essentials account. Oh, and by the way, my Essentials account is the only checking account that I have. So it's the only one that, it's the only one that I have a debit card for. So I have a debit card that I swipe for different expenses, and that is pulling out of my Essentials account. Okay, so all the other accounts, the other four, are savings accounts. I have to, either physically go withdraw money out of those accounts from the bank, or I have to transfer that money from those accounts onto my Essentials account, and then spend the money with my card that way. So you have, and the reason why I do that is because it requires you to literally, physically, somehow, some way, if you're not going into the bank, then you're going on your phone and transferring that money. So you have to physically move that money around or get a hold of it in order for you to spend it, which not only helps you, keep that money separate and safe and not want to spend it, but it also, it just helps you realize that, hey, I'm spending my money on this thing, and it gives you another second to think about, hey, is this really something that I want to spend my money on, right? Because it's really easy to just pull out the credit card and swipe the credit card, and boom, now you're done. You've got whatever you wanted from the store. It's done. But if you have to literally go into your phone, move the money over to your account, and then swipe the card, then it just gives you more time for your brain to realize, do I really need this thing that I'm trying to buy right now? So on and so forth. So it's just kind of like a double, checks and balances type of thing, I guess. And it really helps. It honestly really, really helps save money and just manage your money and know where everything's going. So that's really all this video is about. I just wanted to go through and share with you guys, and I just wanted to go through and share what I do right now to help myself manage my money. Because again, the top 5% wealthiest people in this country know two things that just about everybody else doesn't know. And these are the two things that really set them apart and allow them to get into the top 5% in the first place. And again, those are being able to manage your money correctly and diligently, and two, knowing how to increase your income. Those literally are the two things that set them apart from us. And by you taking steps to put those two things in place for yourself, you're going to give yourself a much better chance of climbing that socioeconomic ladder, making more money for yourself, providing for your family more effectively, so on and so forth. So that's really all I had for this video today. Hope everyone enjoyed this. Thanks, and stay tuned.